Hey everyone, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm here today for an awesome HIIT workout where we're gonna really work to relieve our stress because today's class is a little cardio kickboxing inspired. I know there's some other people out there who just feel like tearing their hair out lately. Don't tear out your beautiful hair. Don't go crazy. But we're gonna get our stress out today by literally just punching and kicking at the air. Make sure you have some water. Feel free to put on some music if that's gonna help inspire you and just keep you moving. We've got an 8-round circuit. Each move is gonna be 1 full minute. We'll take 15 seconds of rest, 3 times through, bam. We have two different moves in the circuit, or one side and then the other. I recommend if you have some very light weights that you might want to hold in your hand for a variety of the punches, just to get those shoulders and upper body, biceps fired up a little bit more, bring it. I'm going to be trying some weighted gloves for the first time ever today, which is obviously a great idea. Try them out for the first time ever live with y'all. I'll let you know how it goes though. These are some 2-pound weighted gloves that I ordered online. They came really fast. I went for the seriously inexpensive ones, which I might regret because you can't remove the weights. I think there's sand inside. How do you actually wash that? I don't know. Okay, so make sure you have some water. You might want to have some slightly heavier weights for when we sit up and do our crunch and punch. And right, I think that's about it. Yeah, let's get ready to have a great time. 1 minute till we start our warm-up. Already sore. So good. Turn the volume down on my computer so that does not interrupt us. And then just get to your space. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna start off nice and gentle. And then, you know what? We're gonna get weird today. Wait, where did I put the workout? Hut. That's right here. Phew. Okay. Great, so starting off nice and easy, we're just gonna do our usual little lateral side to side step tap. If you want, you can make that step a little bit bigger already to begin with, just depending on how you're feeling today. Starting to work those inner outer thighs a little bit. Go ahead, change direction of those shoulder circles. Start to come into your breath right here. Awesome. We're going to get a little weird, a little bigger with these shoulder circles. Go ahead and bring your right foot forward. Keep your left leg back. And we're going to just windmill our arms one at a time in a forward direction to begin with. So to stay steady here, we're already starting to engage our abs, pulling that belly in so that you're not flailing too much from side to side. As you start to feel good, work to pick up a little bit of speed. Think of really reaching through those fingers though. All right, slow it down and change directions. This time really reaching those fingers towards the back of the room. Notice how much that really changes the way that you feel this warm up in your back. Bring a little bit more weight into that front right foot. Starting to wake up the right glute. Press through your heel. 3, 2, 1. Relax your arms down by your side. Take a moment, step your feet together. We're going to stay standing on the right foot for right now. And you're going to just draw that left knee up towards balance. Find one spot for your eyes and keep that belly pulled in for balance. You're going to draw that left knee up and even find a little bit of a backward hinge. And then as you exhale, bring your arms up overhead. reach behind you. You can even stretch that heel behind you, working into your glute just a little bit. We're going for 5. It's okay if you fall out of this one, challenging your balance a little. Really just depends on what else you've been doing, how you're feeling. Focusing your eyes on one spot helps. Awesome. When you have hit those 5, go ahead, bring your left leg forward. Bring your right leg back. Already start to think about putting a little bit more weight in your left heel. Lift that chest. Make sure you find some length, and we're going to start with those windmill arms one more time. Again, beginning with that forward direction. Really pull your belly in nice and tight. Find that one spot, focus your eyes, bring that weight back into the heel of the front foot. Start to slow it down, and then change directions. Keep that belly drawn in. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Go ahead, shake those shoulders out. Find that one spot to focus your eyes. We're going to do those 5 knee pulls with a little bit of a chest opening. Back bend on the opposite side. Right? Is this the... Yeah, this is definitely the opposite side. And you can either just really sit down, bring your arms up overhead, or enjoy a little bit of a kick here. A little squeeze of the glutes. Have some fun, right? We're here to have some fun. Going for 5 on each side. Nice work. All right. Give you a second to finish out there. If you're moving a little slower than me, just keep that body moving. Next up, we're going to go for some air squats. So open your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance apart. Once again, really work to bring the weight into your heels and just lower yourself down. I like to bring my hands up towards my chest to help me keep that chest slightly lifted. I know it still comes down towards the thighs. We're desk people, y'all. It means our hip flexors can be really tight. If you're feeling super tight in your hip flexors, I highly recommend the yoga class that I posted last night. Jen reposted it this morning. Oh my gosh, I felt so good after that. Okay, let's do 2 more. Awesome. Open your feet wider. And we're just going to come into some alternating side lunges. I want you to still focus on, stretching those glutes to the back of the room. Squeeze at the center. And make sure you're still, as you're working to straighten those legs, pressing the outer edge of your straight leg foot into the floor. Find that squeeze of your glutes at the top. Oh, so good. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Very nice work. And then we're just going to come on down, get into, I think this is the world's greatest stretch. I don't even know. It's the warm-up though, so let's be gentle. We're going to start here in tabletop instead of being in plank. You're going to bring that right leg forward, keeping that left knee down on the floor. Just open up, look up towards the ceiling. Really think about working to stack one shoulder on top of the other and squeezing those shoulder blades together. Bring your hands back to the floor, find some support. Opposite leg goes forward. Same side of the leg that's going forward as the arm that's really stretching out. Find that squeeze of your shoulder blades together as your fingers reach up towards the ceiling. And think about keeping your energy nice and strong by keeping all 5 of your fingers touching each other. Awesome. Take your time. Make sure that you're still breathing through it. We're going to get 1 more on each side. And then I'm going to quickly run you through this workout. Nice. In fact, just to save on time, I'm going to have y'all start the workout, and while it's going on, I'm going to quickly show you what's happening. So if you really are trying to take it easy on yourself, just give me a march right here. I want to make sure that you're using your arms as well though. Okay, I'll run through the workout first. The first move that we're going to do is jumping jacks. So just getting those arms going. If you don't feel like jumping, just marching it out. But using those arms is going to help us just get a little bit more of an energy burn. Think about really finding a nice big rotation, not just moving those wrists around. Okay, our second move, and you know that for some of these moves, I'm gonna increase the challenge for round 2. We're just gonna go for a single arm row while in a hinge. That's it, single arm row. Oh, I forgot to tell you to bring one heavier weight. That's okay, you have some time to grab that heavier weight if you have it. All right, and then we're gonna do single arm row on the other side. Next up, we have high-low jabs. So keeping it easier. In our first round, as you're up, you punch to the sky. Then we're coming to a squat and punch down. So just high and low. In 30 seconds, we'll switch to the other side. High and low jabs. Next up, we're gonna go for a, make sure you have some space, a side kick, pushing through that heel, and then a knee drive. Really work to get that knee up towards your chest. So we'll do 1 minute on one side, and then 1 minute on the other side. And then our last two moves, we've got a crunch and punch. So coming down to the floor, remember you can hold some weight for this one if you want to, lowering yourself down, punching in each direction. Think about alternating which direction you punch to first. You don't have to have weights to make this happen. And our last move, just getting those heart rates up one more time between sets. We're gonna go for some high knees. If you have space, you're gonna do 4 high knees forward, and then you're gonna jack it to the back. Really focus on bringing those arms all the way up and all the way down. Okay, so give you a second, grab a quick sip of water if you need it, grab any weights that I forgot to tell you to burn. I'm human. And I'm going to test out these 2-pound hand weights for the first time ever. I will also admit that my left side looks like my right is tired. Wait a minute. This seems like, that's, yep, don't look at me. No, I didn't have trouble figuring out how to put a glove on. Okay, so our first move of the day is going to be those jump ropes. If you have a real jump rope and you have the space, break it out. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. 1 full minute of each of our moves today. Keep that belly pulled in tight. You're working to land gently on your toes. You don't need to get a lot of air here in your jumping jack, in your jumping rope. When you're jumping rope for realios, you're just trying to get those feet off the floor high enough to pass the rope under. We don't even have a rope. So maybe you're even just pressing up onto your toes, or remember you have that option to march. Keep that chest open. Keep your head lifted. And keep breathing. More than halfway. I'm regretting this full minute right now, but we're doing awesome. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so next up we have that row. Grab the weight that you're going to use today. Find that straight spine to begin with. Pull your belly in, a little forward hinge. You can bend those knees. Keep the weight in your heels so that you, as you stretch your hips back in this one, the more you stretch your hips back and keep that flat back and even bring your chest a little bit more forward, the more challenging your row is going to be. So find what works for you. If you have a heavier weight, you might find yourself a little bit more lifted. If you have a lighter weight, or if you're just working with body weights, just working to engage, think about really stretching that hip back. Ooh, pushing those glutes back, keeping the weight in your heels, and you might feel, I have a lot more weight in my left leg with this left arm moving than I do in my right. Very little weight actually in that right leg. Surprise. Press through those heels. Feel the glute, feel the hamstring start to fire up. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. Wow, we're gonna switch to the opposite side. So whatever the opposite side is for you, remember it's a whole new side. So one side's usually easier than the other. Find that pulling of your belly and begin. Really working to drive that elbow up as much as possible, keeping the weight close by my side. So we got a little bit of that real row. You know we're gonna add in a Romanian deadlift into here at some point. For the next round, we're gonna add in a side step to this. Work those inner outer thighs just a little bit. Ooh. Tiring out that upper body, that shoulder region just a little bit before we get into our jabs. I am sweating, you guys. This is some good work. We got 10 seconds left. We got some nice long intervals to really challenge yourself today. Keep pushing through, last couple seconds. Nice work. All right, so here's where you might want to have a nice lightweight. I'm gonna just enjoy these delightful 2-pound clubs. So ground your feet into the floor. Feet are gonna stay right where they are right now. With the weight in your heels, just punch up and down. Begin. You can do whatever you want to with your other arm for now. You can let it hang. I just wanna keep my chest open and active, so I'm gonna place it at the side of my hip. Doesn't matter which side you started with, because in 10 seconds, we're gonna switch to the other side. Keep the weight in those heels, keep pressing those hips back, and switch. Come right into it. If you need to slow down a little bit, you can slow down. If you can move a little faster, if you can go a little deeper and still keep the weight in the heels, ooh, you do you. Focusing your eyes one spot, keeping that belly in, and breathing are gonna help you with your balance here too. 3, 2, 1. Yay, what's next? Okay, we've got our side kick into our knee drive. I'm gonna take a quick sip ski. Press through that heel. Make your space, bring your hands up towards your face, engage that back and kick it out. Press through that heel, and then a little ab work. Finding that knee drive and a rotation if you can. Turn your head in line with your shoulders twisting. You don't have to kick as high as I am. Maybe you're kicking higher than I am. Really think about pressing through that heel though. Find that full range of motion right here. Make the move intentional. I would rather you move a little bit slower than to just be rushing through it and kind of miss out a little on the squeezing your glute to help press through that heel over here. Standing on your heel to feel that glute still fire up as you do this knee drive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna just finish it out. Awesome. So you can bang it out if you want to. Oh my God. Just like hitting our own thighs during yesterday's yoga class felt amazing. Let's get that other side. Here we go. Begin. So press through that heel, twist and drive. Do the first couple slow as you need to. Remember, this is a different side of your body. And both sides of our bodies are not the same. Have you ever had an injury? Then you definitely know. Maybe one side's a little bit stronger. Maybe you're even surprised by which side feels like a super challenge and which side feels good. Now, this is one of those moments where if you had music, you can find that beat, stick to the beat. But you got me. Ba-da-bump. The more you know. Awesome. We've got just about 10 seconds left right here. I am feeling this big time through this kicking leg. It is tired. It worked to support on the other side as well. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to come down to the floor for our crunch and punch. Grab some weights if you want to use them. I'll take some weights. I'll challenge myself here. Begin. So carefully lower down. Keep the weights here as you inhale and lift up so that you're not just using the weights to find that lift. I would rather that you move slowly on your lower and then again on your lift to make sure that you're really using your core. Pull it in so tight and use that breath too. Sometimes the slower that we go, the harder it is. And ask yourself, do you usually just go through the motion of lowering yourself down and using those shoulders to pull you up? Or are you really engaging your core, pulling that belly in tight and finding that little bit of firing up? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Stand up one more time. Last move. We got 4 alternating high knees. Adding in a little bit of hop. You can jump forward if you want. And then 4 jacks. Here we go. Use those arms, remember? Get that extra little burn. Oh, you know these weighted jumping jacks are for real. Come on, we're gonna get a minute break after this, a full minute. So just take some breaths, to grab some water, to find a little active recovery, walking around, maybe doing some stretches. You can add some punches here and with your jacks if you want to. You can jack, punch, jack, punch. So much to think about here. As long as you're moving, you're making a difference. Yay! Oh, we made it, you guys. Take a couple breaths. Take a lot of breaths. Take a couple sips. Really work to slow down your exhale. Keep your body moving just a little bit though. We're not done with the workout. We're just done with this one set. We got 2 more. I hope that you're breathing heavy with me at home. That way you don't have to hear me. Breathing is heavy. Maybe we can sync our heavy breaths up. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, just letting you know, this is work. This is hard work. Every day feels different. It all depends on how we're feeling, how we're taking care of ourselves. You might show up to every workout, but you're having trouble sleeping. You're having trouble staying on top of eating mindfully or staying hydrated. There's a lot going on. I'm proud of you. You're here and you're making a difference and you're doing your best, and that's amazing. And let's get into round 2. Get that jump rope going right now. Now, if you want to change it up, we're going to add a little side to side hopping right here. And if you really don't want to do this hopping, you can always march wide and narrow. I'm not just marching wide and narrow because it's a little bit easier. Because you can squat down a little bit here in your wide and narrow. Maybe find a little bit more motion forward and back as well. All right, I'll come back into these jumping ropes. We're more than halfway through. You just gotta find a way to keep moving. keep breathing. You didn't come here for it to be super easy, right? You came here to be challenged. And I'm trying to bring that to you. All right. All right, we've got our row. We're going to add in a side step this time too with our active legs. So you're going to row. No, yeah. And then a nice side lunge. Row. Lunge. Okay. So I'll turn to the front so you can see. Row. Lunge. Row. Lunge. Awesome. I'm just keeping that forward hinge this time through. Really working on keeping my hips sent towards the back of the room. Just stepping out as far as I can to step back in from the same point. And if you want to, you can add a row here as well. I think it feels a little weird, so I didn't say it. But if you found something that works for you, that felt weird too. You do it. Just challenging your balance a little bit here. Keep those hips back. Awesome, let's get that other side. So now you've got the weight in the opposite leg that you're rowing from. 3, 2, find that hinge and begin. Row, then step out, shift those hips back, pull it back in, really keeping that belly tight. Still focusing on, in this row, finding as flat of a back as possible. And remember, you're creating as much challenge as you want to, depending on how forward you hinge here. You can take that big bend in your knees to keep the weight in your heels and to keep those hips driving back. So close, just about 15 seconds left. Do you feel that inner outer thigh firing up a little bit here as well, helping you pull it back? 3, 2, 1. And it's done. I hope you kept going through that timer. All right, we got our high-low jabs. I'm gonna start on the opposite side this time. 3, 2, plant those feet. Here we go. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can add in a jump. But make sure if you add in that jump, you can even keep it really low, that you're really working to press off through those heels. I'm going to take that jump out for a second. You're ready to switch it up. 3, 2, 1, other side. How can you make this more intense? Maybe you move a little bit faster. Maybe you can squat a little bit deeper. Maybe you just add in the hop and slow things down. That hop is pretty intense. Ooh, quads, quads, quads for 4, 3, 2, you made it. Coming into our side kick with a knee drive. If you want to add, make a little more intensity here, add in a hop for that drive. Go for it. I'm going to do every opposite one at that hop. But I want you to find the challenge that works for you. If you're ready to challenge yourself this whole time, hey, if I didn't have to talk through this workout, I would be hopping every time. Talking is a great way of seeing how challenging the workout is, to figure out your rate of perceived exertion, to add in a little bit of talk test. Can you keep a conversation going? I'm struggling right now, which means I'm doing some good work. It means I'm getting that heart rate up, challenging myself. Ugh. Oh, my glutes. Yes. You made it. Grab a sip of water if you need to. 10 seconds till we start the other side. Keep those sips small. Between sets. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So kick, either knee drive or add in that hop. Really think about using your arm to help you in that runner's motion. What? That just got weird. To help you find a little bit more height in your hop. So using your opposite arm, the same one that would have touched towards your thigh, if you were crossing, to drive up. A nice big uppercut to the sky. Who are you beating up today? Who's that? What's that imaginary energy that you've had enough of? You do not need that anymore. Get out of here. Give it your all. It's like we're playing a video game. You've almost won. Just keep going. You made it. You saved the princess from the thingy. That was both sides. All right, come on down. We got our punch and crunch. Just gonna keep that the same. Begin. If you wanna work a little bit harder, you can always keep those legs straight. It's just gonna require you to really pull that core in. As opposed to with those knees bent, you can put a lot of pressure into your heels, which can help to take some of the work out of your abs. Oh my gosh, I see myself coming up. I feel like exercise Frankenstein, you know, like rising up from the dead. Sit-ups. I live for sit-ups. I feel like exercise Frankenstein would be more like Peloton. Okay, give those a break. Let's go ahead, contour our feet for our last move of round 2. We've got those high knees once again, and jacks of your choice. 3, 2, 1, begin. 4 high knees. You can add in that hop, jack it out, maybe put that punch in, find a little bit of a twist. Just find a way to continue to use and move those arms with intention. Ask yourself, what kind of jack don't you like to do? Why? Because it's hard. Can you do it right now? Last 20 seconds. Are you still really driving that knee up for your knee drive too? Don't just lift it. Really give it a big drive. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna finish that side. Great, you get a minute to yourself. It's the last big break we get together because we're just gonna come right into our cool down when we finish this next one. So enjoy this minute. Keep moving, keep breathing, blah, blah. Get that water one more time. Ooh. I hope you're having fun. All right, let's get ready. 30 seconds, we're gonna beat up something imaginary again. Starting with those jumping, why do I keep calling them jumping jacks? Jumping rope. If you wanna change up your jump rope this time, we're gonna add in a forward kick. Yeah, so excited. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So just jump in rope, adding in that little bit of a forward kick here, keeping it low, keeping those elbows close by your side. You can still be marching here. You can do a march and kick if you want to keep the intensity low here. Or you can still keep with those either jumping side to side or stepping side to side. Just finding what feels good for you today. Just keep moving. Get those arms moving. If you're marching, just move them by your side. The more of your body that you move, the more you're going to get that heart rate up. I tell you what, these 2-pound gloves are not a joke. Not a joke. And they kept my hands free, you saw. I was able to use those heavier weights for the row, just making everything else a little more challenging. Yay! Let's get that row. All right, this time we're gonna go for 2 rows and then just a Romanian deadlift. See if you can just balance on one leg though. So for 2 rows and then lift it up. Maybe your other foot isn't even on the floor. Really press through your heel. Find those 2 rows. Keep that flat back. Lift up, squeeze your glute at the top. Really focus on pressing through that heel. And then you can have that other foot on the floor for balance. Oh. Remember, the more that you get your chest parallel to the floor, the harder that it's going to be to drive that elbow high back behind you. That's going to make your balance more challenging. This is a great work move to really cater to yourself and the weight that you're using, just so many different ways. Oh, this glute is so tired. So many ways to bring it. Awesome. Finish that one out, and then we're going to go ahead, switch to the other side. So the same side of the arm that's moving, that's the weight that you have your heel in. See if you can just gently press the other toe to the floor. Hinge forward, get that double row. And then stand up, squeeze, and press hips forward at the top. Weight is in your heel. Keep bringing it back into that heel. Almost like a little, single leg squat that we're working on here. Hips go back. The more that you stretch your hips back, the lower you sit, the more you bring that chest down, the more you're gonna feel it. Fire up that whole posterior chain. You're more than halfway through. Starting to drip some sweat here. This is our last time through. Hope you have time to shower after today's class. Keep breathing, keep that belly pulled tight. Final 5 seconds, drive that elbow a little bit higher. 3, 2, finish it out if you got it in you. Nice, we got those high-low jabs again. Remember, you can add in that jump. Maybe you jump every other time and squat. What can you do? How can you keep it sustainable? Find out right now. Sorry, neighbor. This is actually fun every other time. Still starting to feel it here as we get to our last 10 seconds on this side. Everything before you feel it, it's just fun though. And switch. Keep bringing the weight to your heels. Keep pressing those glutes back. Getting a little less fun, a little bit faster on this side. More than halfway through it though. Nothing to it but to do it. Slow down if you need to. Take that jump out. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Okay. Next up, we're coming into our side kick. We're going to change it up. front kick. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Begin. Side kick. Push through that heel. Push through that heel, front and back. Doesn't matter how high you're kicking. Keep that belly pulled in really tight. Keep these hands up also. Maybe even a little squeeze of the biceps. Might want to pick up and even just hold a little weight right here. Are you still really pushing through that heel? Make it a nice sharp move. Say, see you later, stress. I don't need you. You don't need you. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, bad vibes. Nice going. We are so close in the last couple of seconds. Yes, shake it out. Those make me thirsty. Let's go ahead and hit that other side up. Got that kicking if you want. Maybe you're still sticking with that hop. Maybe you like the knee drive twist. Just do something. Do something to get rid of all of that pent up energy. It's out of here. Roar! Feel free to make some noise. Can I hear you from here? Well, I heard something in the stairwell, so I'm gonna pretend it was you screaming at home how amazing you are and that you've got this. We got 2 moves to go. Whew. Hi-ya! This is closing all the metro stations and half the streets in the city. So everyone's trapped at home. Roar! That's what I'm beating up right now. Okay, let's come on down to the floor. It's our last time through for the crunch and punch. Also, all those things don't close till tomorrow. I'm just not going out. Okay, so remember, option for straight legs, just to work a little bit harder. Maybe you even want to bring those arms up overhead. Slowly lower yourself down. Carefully bring yourself up and then punch it out at the top. Just going to add in a couple extra punches to make it worth it. Get in that nice overhead press too. Still working slowly, so you can see that I'm not just throwing my hands forward to lift myself up, and I'm not allowing those hands to drop back. Best I can to keep biceps right by ears, the full range of motion. Find as much rotation as you can on these awesome punches. You're down to your last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay, stand up. Last move. We got those 4 knee drives, 4 jacks. 3, 2, 1. Really pushing ourselves at the end here. Working all the way towards the end of the clock today. Be intentional with your movements here. Bring those arms all the way up and then back down by your hips. Even if you're just marching right here. Marching is awesome. Good opportunity to really focus on engaging that core, especially if your shoulders are feeling tired. You have the opportunity through marching to get a little bit more intentional of a knee drive. Remember, you can add in those punches during the jacks. I say remember because I forgot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Just take a couple walks in a circle or a figure 8 around your room. Let's just take a couple breaths right here to bring the heart rate down. Just keep moving. If you want to have a glass of water in your hand, Fred, do not attack me. I just worked out and I am amazing. These fine people just worked out. They're amazing. Don't be jealous. Wow. I feel that. I feel that big time. Hips, glutes, quads. Whew. Let's come into a couple of nice big stretches. Okay. So stand with your feet about hips width distance apart. Let's just take a couple big stretches up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, relax your arms down. Getting into those shoulders a little. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, relax your arms down. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, up. Exhale, relax down. We're gonna stop with our arms up this time. Pull your bellies in nice and tight and either rain forward or bring your arms out to the side. Swan dive down towards the floor. Take a big inhale here. Stretch through the crown of your head. Stretch your hips towards the back of the room. And exhale. Take a big forward fold. And a generous bend of your knees. Bring the weight into your heels and send your arms back with your palms facing in towards your hips. Keep stretching those glutes towards the back of the room, getting a nice stretch through our glutes, through, ooh, really feeling that big time on the outside of the legs. Inhale those arms up and forward. Stay here in your chair pose though. Can you sink those hips a little bit lower? Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift yourself all the way up. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Bring them down to heart center. We're going to sit back into chair. Go ahead, lift your right leg up and cross it over your left for a nice big figure 4 stretch. Ooh. The more you really work to stretch those hips back, the more you'll feel it moving from your glutes into your hamstring. Find one spot for your eyes to balance. And then inhale, lift yourself up. Come on out. Exhale, sit back down into the chair. Send your hips back. Let's get that left leg up and open. Stretch those hips behind you. Working to bring that knee a little bit more in line with your heel, and the more that you open up this left leg, the more you're going to feel the stretch come throughout the thigh and the hip flexor. Take one more deep inhale, lift yourself up. Let's get a big quad stretch here too. Inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach back and grab hold of your left foot. Really stretch it down and away from you, even back gently. Getting into that hip flexor, the more that you stretch through your knee, like there's an anchor tossed from your knee towards the floor behind you, the more you can start to feel it in your quad. Change. Let's get the other side. Ooh. Big inhale, stretch it back, squeeze that glute, and press through your standing leg heel. You can take a bend in that knee if you need to. Awesome, release. Take another deep inhale. Stretch up, exhale, bring those hands back behind you. Just stretch those fingers towards the floor. Maybe take a couple gentle twists side to side. The good news, bad news is that's all the time that we have today. So I encourage you to just take some extra stretches throughout your day, while you're at your desk, while you're taking a shower, while you're cooking dinner. Just continue to find some movement that feels good for you so you can come back tomorrow and work out with us again. Thanks, y'all. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'm gonna go catch my breath and drink some water.